Hello and welcome to our channel. Today is going to be a great video because we've been in touch with our guys at Hope and we have ordered every item that they do to fit this bike. So, just in case there is some of you out there who haven't heard of Hope before, Hope is a UK British-built CNC bike component company based up in Lancashire. Founded in 1989, only a year after Arrow Cycles, they've been taking raw product like billets of aluminium and turning things like these into things like these. Starting off with things like brakes and hubs, Hope have expanded now to do a full range of complementary parts, giving you colour customization, but one of the most unique things is spares. Being manufactured in the UK, any single part that you might need from any genre of brake is more than likely still available. So let's take a look. One of the most exciting parts for the build is going to be the hubs. Now, because Hope don't build a fat bike rim because they are pretty unique, doesn't stop them from doing a super unique rear hub. Now, for some of you out there thinking, what's that? This is 190mm. So to give you an idea, the front hub on this fat bike is actually the same width as probably most of your rear hubs. Those of you running on more modern bikes with a boost system or a 142 system, then okay, you're a bit bigger than that, nowhere near this size. This is the old width of 135mm of a rear hub. This is just the front hub. They've had to be made wide so that we can get the big tyres in there. But these will be the two hubs that we're going to have to rebuild inside the rims of that bike. Now, a Hope build wouldn't be one without a set of their brakes. In my opinion, the brakes is where Hope are most famous. They do a few different flavours in these brakes, with a 2-pot, this being the 4-pot, the E4, and also things like the V4 for those downhill bikes or e-bikes. This brake basically uses 4 pistons, CNC billet aluminium to a billet aluminium reservoir lever, with all the adjusters, reach adjusters, bite adjusters that you would need on the handlebars. Pairing up with the brakes, we'll be using the floating rotors. Hope do a static rotor, but the Hope floating rotors give you the unique colouring on the inside of the aluminium, but also give you better heat dissipation if used to really hammer the brakes hard. There are a few parts that I already owned for the bike. For a start, the bar end bungs, I'd already added those originally, and also as well the A-head spacers. We'll be popping a seat clamp on there, a stem. At the time of videoing this, a relatively new pair of handlebars for Hope. This is something that they've been working on for a long time. These are quite unique in the fact that these are carbon, and it's one of the few items that come out of a Hope factory that isn't aluminium or CNC'd. We'll also be using their new seat post to complement the handlebars, and obviously they've CNC billeted the clamp rails. But we've also gone with their chain set. Now, fortunately, Hope actually do a super wide fat bike Hope bottom bracket. So we're going to use that, and so we've got everything going Hope. So these beautiful bits of kit will be paired up with a spiderless chain ring, and then finishing off with a pair of red pedals. There is one thing I didn't go with, and that was the sprocket, for no particular reason other than an XT sprocket, rear derailleur and shifter. I wanted to keep these components all matching in the Shimano brand. And then last but not least, we're also going to go tubeless. Fortunately, Orange Seal do actually manufacture a tape wide enough. However, I do believe this is now being discontinued. I have managed to obtain a roll which is wide enough to go across the new rims. Then we're going to pair it up with their fluid, and just to keep the colour coordination going, a pair of muck-off red valves. Okay, so let's stop messing about. Let's get this down to the workshop and let's get started. So one of the things we want to do now we're in the workshop, I'm not doing this to save weight and see how light I can make the bike, but I am curious to how much we're going to lose, particularly with the wheels. Obviously removing those big heavy inner tubes and going tubeless on this, we are going to shed some weight off this bike. So currently the bike stands pedalled up, ready to go at, when it settles, 14.3. So we'll put it back on the scales at the end and just see how much we have lost. Okay, and we'll just also weigh the wheels so we know where we are. The front wheel, 3.4, and the rear at 4. Now with the wheels built, I'm going to start by removing the stem, getting the handlebars fitted, then we can get the brake set sat on and ready, and then start looking at the transmission. So that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed stripping this bike down and putting all these beautiful parts on it. Big thanks to Hope for supplying all the parts for us to build, and the overall weight of the bike, we've saved 1.2 kilograms off the whole bike, with 100 grams off the front wheel and 400 grams off the rear wheel. So with the front wheel, I think losing the tube and adding a little bit of fluid in there, that's probably to be expected. The rear wheel's lost a bit more than I thought it would, which just shows how fantastic that 1x12 XT Shimano system is. Then with the carbon trickery parts that we've got from Hope, it's made the bike a little bit lighter, but it was by no means shoddy in the first place, with it running on EXO and some very lightweight alloy kit anyway. So thank you for watching. We would like to have tied up the video with an end ride footage, but with current restrictions it's been a little bit difficult to capture. So hopefully we'll bring you one in the future, and you never know, if we get snow this year, we could even have some in its real true territory. Thanks for watching and take care. Keep safe, everybody.